Hello, good evening everyone. We are going live with a full house today, and interestingly, it's not one, two, three, but it's going to be four teens who are going to be sharing their journey in terms of how um, they are preparing for their internship. To just give you a context, um, 3 months the cohort was at the campus Jan, Feb, March, April, mid, and now is the time when they go for their industry exposure phase. And it's some are 13 years old, some are 16, some are 20. It's interesting to see how each of their journey is so different, and that's what we are going to explore as to how they are going about this um, journey. All right, so I'm just going to be adding these cohort teams. Okay. Right. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
Aparna and Ishan, it's a bit difficult to see you guys, as in the light is. Is it possible for you to just quickly shift your spot, or so that we can see you as you? Okay. Meanwhile, as these two are adjusting and fixing their spots, let's talk to the ones who are here. We have Srijani, we have Hari. All
Hey.
right. Srijani, maybe you can start, talk a bit about your age, what are you deep diving into, and just what's the feeling like as we talk here today, just reflecting on the last 3 months.
Sure. Sorry. So I'm Srijani. I'm 17 years old. I have been part of Coversity almost from 9 months now. So I had amazing journey throughout my journey in Coversity. We had lots of fun with cohort and did a lot of work together. And I am into baking. Sorry, I didn't mention that. I love to bake. So yeah, I love to bake. So looking forward for my internship phase, discovering different things about the industry.
Yeah. What's the feeling like?
Uh, su- Super excited at the same time, little nervous about what will unfold during the next 3 months.
Okay, all right. So we move to Hari. Hari, share about what you're deep diving into, and your age, and what's the feeling like as you go into the next 3 months.
Okay. So hello everyone, my name is Hari. I am 20 years old. I am deep diving into automotive industry, and I have been in Covers. It's been almost 9 months from now, and I had lots of fun with my mentors, with my guides, with my cohorts, and everything. Now this is my second internship. Now I'm deep diving into as a trainer and want to become a certified mechanic.
Okay, and how are you feeling as you get into this next 3 months? What's the feeling like?
It is so excited, and now this is a tough time for me. My first internship, I had good time and good fun, but now this is a very tough time, and I need to focus very hard for this.
Okay, all right. So, Aparna and Ishan, we are sharing about what we are deep diving into, our age, and what's the feeling like as we head into this whole industry exposure phase. So, any of you can start.
Okay, so hi, I'm Aparna and I'm 14 years old. I'm deep diving in eco coaches construction. So this is my second internship. I'm more excited to see the end result of my internship. Like after the end of next 3 months, I want to know what I'll have after 3 months.
Okay, Ishan,
Uh,
you want to share?
yeah. Yeah, I'm Ishan. I'm 14 years old, and this is my first internship. Uh, yeah, I'm into digital illustration, and I'm like, the feeling is kind of, since it's my first internship, I'm wondering how it's gonna be and what the experience is gonna be like.
Okay, all right. So as we can see, the age is quite diverse, and for I think three of them have done an internship already. Yet it's a lot of emotions running through to see how this one turns out. And Ishan is going to do his first internship. All right, so maybe I want to start with before we jump into the whole internship phase. Uh, how do you guys prep at the campus? As in, I want you guys to tell the audience what all happens during the 3 months at campus, which is like a prep towards your internship, towards getting an internship, or towards meeting with industry folks. What's the prep like in terms of when you're at the campus doing different things? Because a lot of times people are not clear. Uh, you guys don't have a curriculum that is set. You're not going to college. So what's the learning like, right? It's a big question for many parents and teenagers. Like they're worried as to how will I know what I should be learning or how I should be, designing or figuring it out. Maybe Srijan, you want to give a glimpse of what went into your whole baking? Talk about the details that the action that you did.
Sure. So for the past 3 months, I was completely in doing different things and exploring baking. So I took different projects. Like first, I wrote down few of the skills that I need to learn. Like by talking to different bakers, like experts, basically, I got to know few skills or few things that I need to know to become a good baker or like to gain good knowledge about it. So I jotted down few skills. One of the skill was to know different flavor combinations and different texture. So for that, to learn that, I took up a project that I'll make different desserts from around the world. Like I used to take one country and then try different desserts from that country. So it really helped me to gain a lot of exposure in different flavors and textures. So basically, we take different projects. This is just one example that I gave. So I take up different projects and start doing work and learning from them. Obviously, I will do all the planning ahead and doing and then reflecting back about my learnings too. Like the last 3 months were packed with all these work of baking. And then slowly, now that we did our work and we actually plan to do an internship further, so I started to do my portfolio also. So that was one of the major
Pause,
chunks
yeah. Portfolio we
of
will pause. Maybe we can move to others and see. We just talk about the work we did at campus. Portfolio is the big thing. We are going to come there. Ishan, you want to talk about your daily workout which you took, or what was it like for you these 3 months as you were at the campus?
Yeah, okay, so for daily workout is basically just something you take time every day, just every day to do the same thing to get better at your specific domain. So I started off, since I'm in illustration, every day I do a character sheet, which is characters in different positions doing different things of a new character. So I had to think up a new character and then draw it in different positions from different angles, and then changed on to drawing like different animals because that was a weak point.
Okay. Just to give the audience a context, these teens engage in daily workout wherein they take up one aspect of their domain and they keep doing something in it for every day for the last 3 months. The idea is to build up your skill in that particular aspect of your domain. So Ishan took up one aspect of illustration and he was at it. So the fact that you're spending a lot of time during the last 3 months also gives you a taste of how this is like to be doing every day. Aparna, you want to share how was your last 3 months? What all you did?
Yeah, I also took up a project under daily workout. So my daily workout was to try and experiment different plasters. So daily I used to experiment one plaster. So that gave me an idea like what should be added for what. Suppose it's very liquidy, what should I add? If termites are coming, what I should add. So that gave me an idea of what will be the output with the materials to be used. So that I think helped me a lot because I felt that plastering was one of my weak points. So that's one of the reasons why I took up this project. And I also took up a shower room project where I designed, got to know needs from people, tried using different apps to make it virtual, and doing prototypes. I did few prototypes. So these were the few things which I did.
Okay. Just adding a layer to your work that you did. Now, when you're talking about plastering, how do you decide, okay, how do I go about this? What are the resources you look at? Are you talking to people? Can you give some glimpse of that? What goes behind all this action? What's the prep for the action?
Yeah, so mostly the natural builders or construction people who are into eco-conscious construction, they have their own blogs and websites. So I go there, find different recipes. I also have one plastering book where different recipes are noted. So I try that recipe with different proportions. So the proportion of the materials which are given in that, I'll try those. And I mix match few things and I make my own recipe with those ingredients and try out. That's how I
Oh,
found this different recipes.
okay. Okay, over to you, Hari. Tell us how was what all happened in the last 3 months? How was your action time at campus?
Action time at campus was very different for me. I was busy working. I was busy seeing, researching about each and every car. It's not only same one brand. I was watching. I saw different brands. I made parameters about each car, making them a reel and posting them on Instagram and Discord, and it became like that for me.
Okay, all right. Okay, somewhere,
Yeah, and on one more part, I think we all missed that we also do a lot of reading, a lot of research that also goes behind of each thing. Just want to add
Absolutely.
that.
And maybe you also want to bring in reading research. What are the resources? I know you guys are into YouTube, into blogs, into also books. Maybe some more you want to add if I've missed any. Okay.
Maybe also interacting with different people and talking to them.
All right. So, to all the teenagers, if you're watching this, or parents, one of the ways for you to go about to start is to start by research, by talking to people, by looking at tutorials, by, and ultimately not just staying at it, but doing something at your own level. Start with that and see how it evolves. I know one big aspect of this whole last 3 months was one is you're doing the work, one is the whole documentation, which is a big aspect in itself. Now, the whole documentation was different for each of you. For some it was like intense blogging, for some it was like videos, YouTube videos. Social media was a big deal as part of your documentation. Now these are the new things, that to look at it as from a professional journey aspect. Maybe any of you could start as to what does it
mean to document your work?
I think it's more of a reflection come documenting, because when I document, I get to know like what my emotions were, what I spent in it. Suppose let's take, I'll give you one example. So right now I'm doing a toilet project. So when I document, I get to know how much money I have spent, how much energy I have spent, time I have spent. So that helps me better to plan next time. So if suppose few materials have to be bought and we forget few, like the list was not made properly, then we have to go again. So when I document, I get to reflect on those aspects which I've missed, which helps me for my next project.
Okay. Sridevi?
And also sometimes when I do, I'm so much focused on doing part. So sometimes things go off like this. So I actually sit down and document everything during when I do and also after I do. So it really helps me to understand how the process went. And as Aparna mentioned, it helps me improving and upgrading myself.
Okay. Okay. I also want you guys to share a bit about how are you documenting. One is what is the documenting doing to you, but also like what all went into your whole documentation process also.
Most of us also took one social media platform according to our fields. I chose Instagram, and so we started posting every day. Mostly, it really helped us to reflect and document about our day, and also gives a glimpse to the people who are seeing to understand what exactly we do and what are the skills we are trying to achieve or things like that. And also I made a website for myself which is called portfolio. Basically all the past present works that I have been doing, I just compiled all the work together in a website form where I talked about me, like my work, myself, and all of them together. So yeah, so basically a compile of all the work. So it gave me a feel that yeah, I did something, like a lot of things that I did for the past few months, and it felt so good and proud to see all my work in one place.
Okay, lovely. Ishan, you want to share how it was in terms of uh, doing your social media planning, posting, uh, a bit of what was it like for you?
Yeah, okay. So, um, my platform, the platform I chose was Instagram. My plan was to try and post every other day, but uh, that kind of backfired because not only did the drawings need time, but I also needed to get inspiration and ideas on what I should draw in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that kind of slowed it down a bit, and it kind of went down to every 2 days, something like that.
All right. And how did it help you, this whole process of posting on Instagram? Did it help you in any way?
Um, it kind of gave me exposure to different tools. Like while I'm posting on, on social media, I get exposed to different tools like adding music, background effects, lightings. So different tools is one aspect for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
and for me, it kind of gave what's called. It worked also similar to a portfolio in the way that I was able to display all the work I'd done, and uh, people could see what I've done.
All right. Okay. Hari, share your thoughts with the whole social media aspect.
Before starting social media portfolio, I didn't know what I should to choose, Instagram or LinkedIn, but I choose Instagram and I started posting my work about each and every car and showing them on display that this work I have done, and it has become an habit, and I liked it a lot, sharing it on Instagram. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I already see you have some fan saying someone is a big fan of
Yeah,
your
yeah,
work.
that's an
So,
upcoming project.
oh, lovely. So, what I'm hearing is it becomes a habit. It's a
Yeah,
mode of reflection. It gives you a glimpse into what all went in terms of energy, inputs required, what the monetary aspect. So, just to kind of summarize, just a simple fact of documenting either through blogs or social media has helped these teens to get a grip of what they're doing, because they're also seeing what all has been done, and that can be a big boost to how they go about with the future projects or the work that they want to do. And at the same time, it's a big showcase in terms of meeting with industry people or for internships or for anything. So, to anyone who's watching us, don't take documentation very lightly. It plays a huge role. It's one thing to do, but it's a great deal to document your work, because that can go a long way in showcasing what you're capable of. All right. Now I think we'll move to the big discussion on portfolio. I know you guys use around this word portfolio very lightly and easily, whereas so many adults are like still trying to break their heads and figure out what a portfolio is. So just a precursor to this discussion is, at Coversity, there's no handing out of certificates, degrees. Coversity is not offering these to these teams. Then how will the industry really entertain them, or on what basis will they be judged? And that's when we say it's not just a single piece of paper that can certify you. We say go ahead, make your portfolio, showcase all the work you do, and showcase yourself as a person. And that is what has worked for these teens. But the portfolio itself can be a big drama in their life, which is what we get to witness every time. So yes, let's talk about portfolio now. Srijan, you want to start?
Yeah. So, yeah, as I mentioned before, that it's basically me trying to compile all the work in one place. So it was nice seeing and all. And yeah, uh,
Okay, let me ask you a question further.
go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
One thing is your whole professional aspect that you put in a portfolio, which is what most people know their portfolio as. Like, portfolio means professional aspects. But for the last 1 month or so, we've also been trying to see how will this portfolio kind of give a glimpse of Srijani, the person in total, right? That's what we were breaking our heads on. So maybe share a bit about what all went into it, the failures, the journey, and what was the experience like as you were going through, in the process of making the portfolio.
Yeah, as you correctly mentioned, it was very easy for me to compile all my work. There were pictures, videos, and blogs which I could easily add. But at starting, I really didn't know how exactly I should portray myself as a person, especially like how I can show them that I'm a continuous learner, that I can take up challenges and give my best to it. So that was something I really tried to put in. Obviously, there were a lot of drafts that I wrote, different write-ups about me, trying to convey what exactly I want to convey. Because these are few skills that I have, or few qualities that I have, which I feel is really helpful for the. I mean, it's important for the interviewer or the company to know about me. So it was challenging, yet I would say the guides' help and the facilitators' feedback towards each draft of my write-up really helped me, I would say. So different feedback from different people gave me a view of how exactly people are taking, and then I made changes accordingly.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how it was.
Yeah. Hari, tell us your portfolio story.
Before starting my portfolio, I I started observing others' portfolio, that I asked them that how did they make their portfolio. Later on, I started making portfolio, and I started adding more pictures to it, and giving it a good visual that my portfolio should be the best, and they start to hire me very soon. I made my portfolio like that, but instead of a website, I made it on presentation.
Okay, so one has made a website, one has chosen presentation, but he's brought in a very important aspect at the first level. Because these youth are together, there's a lot of feedback that happens within them. They, look at each other's work. They kind of bounce off ideas in terms of what's working for them, what's not working for them, and that really simplifies the whole process to a great extent, is what I have observed. Maybe Ishan, who is doing this for the first time, what do you have to say? How was it for you?
Yeah, it was it was an interesting experience. I started off, I didn't have as many, what's it called, too much work to display on my portfolio, so I spent as much time as I could just making as much artwork as I could, so I could display this on my portfolio. Um, I intended on making it on a website, but some complications were there and technical issues, and I ended up making a PDF for my website. Once I have a bit more time, I will work on an actual website. And
Okay.
then, yeah.
All right. So we've heard website, we've heard presentation, we've heard PDF because of a failed website attempt. All right. Aparna, over to you.
Okay, so mine is also a website, and it's very complicated for me to, first take time to understand WordPress, which I guess took a bit of time. But I got to understand it more when I started really doing it. Because whatever videos or tutorials I watched, I don't think it helped me. First of all, I didn't watch any because I feel that if I do the work, hands,
Come
is it
closer.
better? Is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm personally a person who feels that doing and learning is even more easier than reading and doing. So that's how I got introduced to WordPress. And as Srijini told, like I got feedbacks and I improved with all the feedbacks. But one main thing which I wanted to show in my portfolio was not only my work, but how I am as a person, like how I am. So that's one main aspect which I wanted to showcase in my portfolio.
Okay. WordPress. So somewhere in the process of making their portfolio, some were able to do it, some were not able to do. That's not the important part. The part is that they actually created their own website, which also involved understanding the tool, understanding a lot of things about web designing principles, understanding user interface, understanding user experience, uh, and going through the whole chunk, but not as learning something and then doing. They were doing it, and in the process, the learning was naturally happening. So, one very important aspect that's come through all the discussion so far is it's not just about your domain that you're learning. Uh, you're understanding how to make websites, you're understanding communication skills, you're understanding Some of you went so deeper into digital marketing, social media marketing, creating content calendars, understanding how hashtags work, figuring out SEO, very basic, but just getting a glimpse of all those things. So, I want to understand from you, how does this cohort, where each of you is kind of has having expertise in something else, could be related to domain or could be related to non-domain skills also. So how does this being together and learning from each other, what is that help you to, what extent?
I would say it obviously helped me to get different perspectives, perspectives of people who are my age, especially because I feel the thought processes are different, and that perspectives help me to improve myself and maybe change my thought process at times. And also, it kind of, I felt that the work was getting divided. Say for tools, I take it as an example. Um, so each one of us were figuring out one thing. I was figuring out how to do a slideshow. One person was figuring out how to edit a new page or something. So that dividing of that helped us to reduce the time and energy. And we
Okay.
also
Yeah,
obviously
that's
had a
so
lot
true.
of fun together doing it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We had fun, and it's also like we kept bugging on each other, help me out in this, do that, do this, and all of that. It was a little frustrating, but to work together, and at the same time, that's the fun about being together. It's also about we collaborate with each other, as you mentioned, like Drupad, who is into digital marketing, really helped me through with my social media management. He used to share what he learned from about Instagram and its marketing and stuff like that, and he used to share it with me. And Aarohi, who is into video editing and making, used to help me shoot the videos and do. So there's a lot of collaboration and exchange of knowledge. So it really, in fact. Him doing all of this also got me interested in how this whole video editing, photography is all about and all of that. So it's about also collaborating, and also sometimes it's also like a push. Sometimes like it's if Aparna or Ishan are doing a lot of work, it's like, come on, I'm doing very less. Like it's like a natural or very friendly competitiveness that we have among each other, and push sometimes. Sriya also keeps giving suggestions or like kind of pushes me through when I need, or also gives some emotional support too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. A very interesting word, push, has come about in this conversation. Ishan, you want to talk a bit about all the push you got from all the different people, be it the cohort, the guides, mentors, parents. What was it like for you?
Um, it was certainly interesting. Uh, like if the guides, facilitators, and cohort weren't there, I probably wouldn't have gotten as far as I have now. As in, like, mainly, yeah, the fact when everyone else was doing so well, I was motivated to do better myself.
Okay. Hari, you want to share about we are talking about how pushing each other in terms of getting the work done, or finding something out, figuring something out, push from guides, cohort, mentors, facilitators. How did that help you?
It helped me. I didn't know what to do, and I was not even confident that what work I should to do. But I was pushed by my guides. I was pushed by my mentors and facilitators. And when they pushed me, when they scolded me, do this, do that work, that made me help. Today I started posting each and every video. This work I did it by myself. It took little. I'm little slow in this work, but I had to complete this work by today, not by tomorrow. That's the part I learned from my mentor, not from my cohort. But I from my cohort course, I observed them that how they were working and how they were pushing themselves to their work. That's it.
Okay, okay. So just to add one context. Yeah, Aparna, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I would like to add one more thing here. The push also helped me to, come up with the weirdest ideas and experiment literally like weirdest stuff. Um, for example, Srijani, since she's into baking, she just needs egg whites, and so she made me to use egg yolks for my plastering. So things like that, like weird and craziest ideas, also came from that push.
Okay. So collaboration on all levels. Okay. Yeah, just to add one more context to this discussion is like every morning, these cohort, each one shares a review of what they've been doing, and there's a lot of questioning from guides, there's a lot of questioning from facilitators, from the cohort also as to why you're doing a certain thing, a certain way, are there other possibilities? So instead of you sitting by yourself and doing a work, suddenly you have so many minds coming and contributing to your work through, and different age groups, so different perspectives come in. The perspective of a facilitator will be very different, the perspective of a parent would be very different, the perspective of the cohort will be very different, and each of that adds lot of input to how you can think and do further. All right, somewhere now we've covered work we did at campus, documenting it, reflecting on it, creating our portfolios, and all that is done. Next step is going out in the world and telling people, hey, I'm ready to be hired. That's easier said than done. So uh, let's start by the whole aspect of networking, reaching out to people, failures in the process, not getting any response. What was the feeling like when someone is not responding or rejecting you? Let's hear it all from you. Maybe, yeah, Srijani has got an internship, I know, so maybe I want to hear from her.
Sure. So definitely from the last term, we experienced we should start this whole the hunt of internship quite early. So we started it almost 1.5 month before only. We were done with our portfolios. Now we want to share them across with different people asking for internship. So I already had few contacts of different bakers that I met in different of a fest that I attended, and few from groups that I was in, and also from community members. Also, I got few contacts. So obviously, I was reaching out to different people. But before that, a few days ago, I met a baker. That's a contact from the community itself. So I went there. I stayed there for a whole day, and I was uh, kind of baking with her, and she's sorry. So she's an amazing baker. It's a cafe called Heavenly Desserts. So I went there and I had lots of like amazing experience being with her, working and observing her. So we were just having a random conversation, and I talked about the internship that I was looking at. And after a few days, she said she also have a requirement of an intern at her bakery. So after few, like I was still reaching out to different people I know for different opportunities to explore different opportunities. Few responded, few did not. Few said they did not have a requirement, and few did not even respond. Sometimes it feels so, they can just say something, no, like they're not interested, or they don't need as of now or something. So I was little not so happy with not responding. So sometimes Kritika, mentioned that maybe we should show that disappointment, because it's their responsibility to kind of email or write us back. So I thought, okay, now I'll show that. After I followed up for 1 or 2 times, I sent that I was little disappointed in not sharing any response. So yeah, it was like that. And back to the story that she asked me. So I was trying to calculate what I'm sorry, not yeah, maybe calculate all the opportunities or the learning possibilities that I would have in that internship if I join. Like, what are the what can I explore in that? What is my work? We had like multiple. I had multiple calls with her about different things, my needs, her needs about this whole internship. And then after a few days, I felt this was amazing opportunity where I will get a different possibilities of learning. So then I said yes, and so next Friday I'll start my internship. Super excited and at the same time nervous of how it will go.
Okay, awesome. All right. Hari, you want to share about what's happening in terms of reaching out to people, going for events, and how are you reaching out and contacting people to get an internship, or just making them aware that you're interested in this field?
Last time when I was doing internship, the first thing is I connected and I did a networking with them by myself. No one didn't help me for that. I connected and they said we'll hire you. First 1 month we'll observe, then we'll see what are the updates. But this time I could not connect with those people. Because I was little busy with my relatives and we were going out. But after this, I should connect with them and telling that I want to do intern in your place as a trainer now. Now, not as an intern. I want to do a trainer, as I told that. Still, I didn't
Okay.
have a connection with them.
Okay, so your plans are to connect with people and share your portfolio, CV, all those things. All right. Okay, so last time around, Aparna had 20 rejections before she got her first internship. What's the count this time, Aparna? What's it looking like this time?
This time I haven't contacted so many people, like it's around 10.
Aparna, come
Yeah.
closer. We
Yeah.
can't hear
So
you
this
clearly.
time I have contacted around maybe 10 or 15. So I just got few replies like just before. I haven't even told my parents or anyone. Like just before the live, I've got 2, 3 replies. So I haven't found my exact internship. I have few options right now. Since I'm more looking for some specific thing. So yeah. But as recently told, it's a bit irritating when people don't respond back. But it kind of supplements when people, respond back. Like as soon as you send a message and, show involvement to know more about you. So that's, kind of managing.
They are little
Interesting. I'm going
busy and they say that we come little later for this thing.
Okay. Okay. This has brought us to a very interesting aspect of this whole networking. One is you share something from your end, and obviously people are busy with different things, and this may not be on their priority. So how do you follow up? How do you go back and ask the same thing over and over again? And when do you say, okay, it's time to stop? Maybe Aparna, you want to also share about how this whole thing is helping you understand a bit about the industry, or how people are usually responding, or how what is the learning from this aspect, right? When you're reaching out to people, first is how are you getting these contacts, and when you get these contacts, you reach out, they respond, they do. What is all this helping you with?
Okay, so few contacts are from the first round, like before whatever internship I've got, like whoever I've searched with, those contacts, and whoever will send message, I also add this note. If you don't have an internship, please share contacts who you think can help me with. So that line gives me more contacts, and obviously our community, a lot of people are here like who know different people. we get contacts from those, and we have few WhatsApp groups which we haven't posted yet, but we'll be posting those groups also, through which also we get more contacts to connect with and network with people. Even if we don't get internship, that networking itself means a lot, or getting people to know that someone is there like this itself makes a huge difference, is what I think, or helped me last time.
Okay. Okay. So somewhere to teenagers who are just thinking of an internship in their domain, reach out as wide as you want to. There are contacts from parents, from friends, from extended family. Go out to social media, be it Instagram, LinkedIn. There are many sites dedicated for internships or internship opportunities. So go out there. There are company websites which allow you to directly send an email with your CV, portfolio, whatever. So don't wait for anything. Go out and reach out to as many people as you can, because that experience in itself will transform you at many levels, in the sense that you'll get a very different sort of an energy to go out and keep contacting more people, whether rejections or acceptance or whatever. Ishan, yes, share how was it for you, this whole networking bit?
Um, it was interesting. It was my first time searching for internship or work or any of this. So I got I got one rejection and then no replies, and then before I got any like positive replies, I got a negative reply, a positive reply, and then other than that, nothing.
Okay. And what was it like when, with all these combination of replies, what was
It was
the feeling like? What experience like?
it was frustrating when no one replied, or when someone did reply, it was like kind of let down when like when it was a rejection.
Okay. So many times people ask, these folks are not going to college or doing a degree. How will they be accepted by the real world, or will they be able to adjust in the real world? As you can see, their very learning is in the real world. It all starts with going out in the world and uh, figuring out your space there. Uh, and that's what their learning is like. Okay, so somewhere we are coming to the end of the conversation. You can share if you have any last thoughts, and maybe I would like you to share something for the youth who are in the same phase as you are, trying to figure out what would you like to tell them. We'll start with Hari.
What can I share?
What do you want to tell the youth who are trying to figure out their interests, or who are maybe confused, maybe not sure, or even if sure, trying to figure out, what would you like to tell them?
I from my side, I want to say is, if they're little confused about this, that I wanted to do this, I'm interested in this, but there any child's parents are forcing you to go for this and that. From my this thing to say, my parents told me that go for photography and video editing, but I could not pursue it because I was showing more interest in automobiles related to cars and motorcycles. That's
Okay.
the first thing. Second thing is, you have to give children some time. What are they thinking about? What are they interested in? Into what are they interested to do at?
Okay.
Just as Hari is pursuing automobiles.
Okay. Okay, that's a great word for all the parents out there. Give your child some time, to figure out, and especially these are the years where they can explore different domains deeply and get an idea about what is it that they really like to do. So give them some time is what Hari is saying. Okay, Srijani?
Yeah, this is one of the thought or something that I really like about Aarohi Coversity is that I'm not served anything. Like I'm not given an internship or something like that. I go and find it myself, and that's something which is very beautiful in my journey, which really helped me understand who I am and also get a lot of skills through this journey. It really helped me develop different skills in expressing, communicating, and many things that you already mentioned. And also, it gave me an exposure to the outer world, to the industry. Like I understood how what exactly people are looking for, what kind of skills they are looking for, what kind of people they are looking for as an intern or in the industry, or how different things work in the world. So I would say like maybe this would be one of the thought I would like to share with all the youth like me also, that try to do things yourself. Sometimes that really helps us to discover different things. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So go out there and do it yourself. Don't wait for things to be served to you. There's a certain joy when you go out and figure it out yourself. Okay, Ishan.
definitely.
What I have to tell the youth is try not to procrastinate too much. Try to get your things done as quickly as in not like rushing it, but don't put it for later. Don't put it aside for later.
Okay. Just kind of adding to what Ishan is saying, uh, don't delay things because you want it a certain way, or start doing. That doing itself can bring in a lot of learning. So if you're interested in electronics, go out, figure out some things in that space, start doing whatever your interest. Don't be just learning about it, start working on something in that area, and that will itself reveal a lot of things whether you are interested in that domain or not. Okay, last words from Aparna.
Yeah, I would say just go on and just deep dive in it. Like whatever you're interested in, just deep dive in it. If you once you start deep diving, you'll understand what are your needs and you'll find your own way. There is no set, path or curriculum that you have to follow. You'll find your own way that you want to do different stuff. Because that's beautiful when you do in your own style. And each one will have their style for sure.
Okay, okay, those are golden words to end our conversation with. There's no set path. Each individual will have their own designed journeys, and that they will embark on depending on their style, their needs, their way of working, and that's absolutely fine as long as you're out there doing something in the field that you're interested in. So even if you're going to a college or school, take some whatever the time off that you have, keep doing things in your interest areas. And the only way to differentiate between a hobby and take it further is the next level would be to reach out to industry folks, talk to people in that domain, see what is it like, and if that is fading off, or you're not interested, you'll get an idea about it. Of course, what these guys do is very intense, and they're at it day in, day out, in one domain for 6 months with uh, doing intense projects, daily workouts, and then going for internships. But there's also some things that you can try at your own level, in your own homes. So let us know if you have any thoughts or doubts in terms of how you can proceed with this, and we will have one of them answer for you. Thank you guys for taking the time out to share your journey and reflect back on how it was for you. I'm sure it's going to help a lot of parents, teens, and youth in this regard. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It was
Bye.
nice
Bye.
talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.